Hello, my name is Jenna-Luche Thayer. I'm an international development specialist, particularly in the subjects of gender, good governance, and participatory approaches. I have about 27 years experience in 38 different countries in Africa, Asia, some in the Middle East, and also in South America. My areas of specialization are good governance, gender, integration, and participatory approaches. I started my career as a Peace Corps volunteer in Tunisia back in 1985, where I started as a beekeeper and animal husbandry work. And it was there I really got interested in gender issues because the women there wanted to know what they could do to generate their own income and have some independence. My mission here in Morocco has been supported by USAID and the MEC program, and it is here that I was asked to do an institutional audit of our partner institutions from the perspective of gender. What kinds of skills, competencies, policies, strategies, procedures, and practices did they have with regards to gender? With this information, I was then asked to also look at associations and cooperative groups, civic associations that we're working with here in Morocco, to see what their practices were with regards to gender. And to also look to see what the opportunities were for integrating gender considerations into MEC programs. Therefore, I developed a gender training program for MEC, the MEC technical team, as well as the partners. And from this training program, we generated a series of analytical tools that we'll use in our day-to-day work, as well as a policy, a strategy, and action plan. This will be followed by basically developing a toolbox that will be used and modified by MEC and its partners as needed throughout the course of the project. Basically, MEC has many different activities. It has activities that start at the household level, at the community level, at the cooperative and association level, at the larger enterprise level. Many of these activities engage farmers and farming communities and are agriculturally based in order to generate income. Within these activities, we want to make sure that women who are participating are actually gaining benefits. Not that we are only increasing their work, but they are actually gaining benefits, they are gaining some status in their homes, and that they have increased their decision-making power, certainly in their home base, but also in their cooperatives and associations if they are members of such organizations. We'd also like to increase support to women's initiatives and organizations and businesses and enterprises that provide employment opportunity for both men and women and or who are managed by men and women. In other words, opportunities that give women and men leadership and decision-making power. This toolkit was actually developed in a participatory manner with our partners and with the MEC technical team. Basically, we looked at the activities that are commonly being implemented by MEC and said, what are the compelling questions and types of data that need to be generated in order to better understand how women and men can both benefit from this activity? And therefore, the analytical tools that were developed focus specifically on time needed for an activity, competition of that time with other domestic and community responsibilities and family responsibilities. It also looks at how resources are shared once people engage in certain types of activities, and how decisions are made on who does what kind of work and how they are remunerated. This is a dynamic that is taken throughout all levels, from the community to association and beyond, an enterprise level. So these tools permit us to see if there are distinctions between men and women and to engage in negotiations on how certain changes can take place. In Bangladesh, it was a woman who had been orphaned and abandoned as a small child. And she said as she grew up, she never wanted other women to be abandoned in that way. And so she started by offering a small shelter to women who were mistreated by their families so that they could come to a place of safety. These women then developed some basic entrepreneurial skills and started generating income. What that income, they learned, they paid for more technical courses so that they could generate even more income in various farming activities. Then they organized politically and started demanding justice for certain abuses that are common to women and poor men in that area of Bangladesh. And in the end, they actually got certain people elected into local office, into national office. They became a political force, an economic force, and a social force for change.